leaders,
the
we heard
individual,
such a
not
focus.
leaders like
First, the president,
you
as
have in
expected,
US.
touting accomplishments, calling this the golden age for America, but also really stressing what he clearly sees as a success, this immigration crackdown, and sort of encouraging
I think
this
he
for other
was
world
really
leaders in
right
that
about
room. Same
immigration.
thing with what he's calling the green energy
This is something
scam,
that is
calling carbon footprint a hoax.
completely out of
Tell us what
control
you heard
right
there
now
that stood out
in
to you,
Europe,
Garrett.
in US, and I mean,
yeah, Savannah, a
me
stemwinder
as
from the president, nearly an hour
outsider,
in length.
I would
at
like
times
to enter
boastful
in
about the
US
U.S.'s record,
legally
and at
and
times
with
a
all my
lecture
rights.
to the
And I
United
would like
Nations
to
itself. You heard
be
him
able
say
to work
he thinks it's only good for words and strongly worded letters when it comes to
share
global crises
some of
it should
the
be
US
trying to solve.
principles
And then the
that I think
president
is
really
really
lecturing
beautiful.
European
So I
leaders
think,
in particular on
we
issues
have
of
to
immigration,
take control
suggesting
of
they
the
should copy
immigrants,
the asylum
this is a good
policies of the United States, to be much
position
more
from
aggressive
Trump,
about
in my
protecting their own
opinion.
borders, and on energy, declaring climate change and things like a carbon footprint to be a hoax, saying that he has pressed leaders, including British Prime Minister Keir Starmer during their visit last week, to focus on domestic energy production in the North Sea and to get rid of renewable energy sources that he's long not believed in. Savannah, covering the president for a long time, a lot of this speech felt familiar. It felt like a campaign speech. Highly unusual to see a speech of that nature delivered to an audience like this.
I don't
But
know
the
how to
president
solve this
relishes
problem,
these
but
moments. The previews from his team
if
suggested
stop,
that he viewed this as going into the lion's den to try to tell,
in coal
in his
or
mind,
maybe
difficult
some
truths
kind of fuel
to
that is
foreign leaders who
not
otherwise
good
wouldn't
for
hear
the
them. He also
environment here
pressured
in this part of
European
the
leaders
world.
again in
You will
specific
probably buy
to
this
cut off what remains of
product
their
from a
energy
different
purchases
part
from
that
Russia,
will
suggesting
pollute
that
it
he's willing to go
themselves
further on
there.
tougher sanctions, tougher
the world
tariffs
is deceiving
on Russia in terms of pressuring them to end the war in Ukraine, but only if Europe is willing to go all the way with them.
First time
So pretty
that he
aggressive
stays
speech
in
on
the
several fronts from the
Ukrainian
president,
side.
who now
So
has a day of
this is
meetings with many of
also a
these
good
same
point for
leaders
me
to
that
follow.
Trump brought, and
Garrett, stay with us. I want to bring
he
in NBC's
makes
chief
some
foreign
fun
correspondent Richard Engel
about
and touch on these
Russian
global
not being
conflicts
able to
that
end
we
this
heard
war
the
in 3
president
days.
reference.